Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 3.3. Today we're going to talk about some more fraction equivalences, right? Equal fractions, and we're going to be using the number line. But let's start with pizza first. We use our fraction circles a lot. What are some of the fractions that would be equal to 1/2? Give me one fraction first. All right, and now give me a different fraction that is also equal to 1/2. All right, there's lots of things you could have said. A lot of people might have said 2/4 or 3/6 or 4/8, right? And one thing you can think about is, when you have fractions that are equal to half, the top number, the numerator, is half of the bottom number, the denominator, 5/10, right? Or you could have 501 thousandths. That seems big, doesn't it? That seems big, but it's the exact same as this, right? So fractions, we can have different numbers that are equal to the same amount of pizza. This would be like eating 500 pieces of pizza, but each pizza was divided into 1,000 pieces. So those pieces would be super, super tiny. So 500 wouldn't even be that much. It would be half a pizza, in fact. All right, let's continue. Let's imagine we had 6 students. So imagine there are 6 of you. How many would be, if there were 6 kids up there, let's draw them. How many would be in half? How many would be half of the group? Yes, right? Three. Three would be half. What if we had needed 1/3 of the group? What about 1/3? Well, look at the 1/3. So if I had to divide them into 3 equal groups, then one out of the 3 groups would be 2 students. Okay, so as we work through here, what we're going to do, we're going to start in your math journal. So go ahead and open up to page 73, please. All right, and the first thing we're going to do is to practice with these number lines. Now, fractions on number lines, what you want to make sure you do is to think about the number of jumps that there are between the 0 and the 1. Okay, because 1 is one whole pizza, right? So this is imagining you take a pizza and you're flattening it out on a line. So when I look at the jumps here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So this line is broken into 4 pieces. So if I go to one of those pieces right here, that's 1 out of 4 jumps. This would be 2 out of 4, 2/4. This would be 3/4 of a jump, right? So counting the jumps between the 0 and the 1 is super, super critical here. So here's the 0, here's the 1. Let's count the jumps. 1, 2, 3. So we have this number line is cut into 3 pieces. So this would be 1/3. And you know what this would be? 2/3. Now, where's 3/3? Well, it's over here. Just like this, we could say 4/4 is equal to one whole, right? Remember when we had all 4 of the yellow fraction circles? Same thing, right? So this one whole would be the same as 3 out of 3 jumps. All right, let's look at number 3. First of all, how many jumps are between the 0 and the 1? 6. 6 jumps. 1. Ooh, bad jump. Try again, Mr. White. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and go ahead and label all of your fractions there. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, and so on. Okay, let's come down to the bottom. How many jumps are on this line for number 4? We're jumping between the 0 and the 1. How many? 8, right? Am I right? Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so this would be 1/8. This would be 2/8. Take a moment and go ahead and finish filling out the rest of the jumps. Okay, now let's dive down to this number line. Now, this one's different. Look at this. 0, and 3. But remember, we only want to count the jumps between 0 and 1. That was pretty easy because on all of these, the 1 was right here. But now there's a 3 here. So we have to find the 1. Well, where would the 1 be? Well, look right here. 2 halves. 2 halves. If I ate 2 halves of the pizza, I ate the whole thing. So well, now we'll only count the jumps from here to there. 1, 2. So this number line is counting by halves. 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, and 6 halves is equal to 3. Well, think about that. 6 divided by 2, right, does equal 3. So 6 halves and 3 are the same thing. All right, let's see. Here's the 0, here's a 2. So we don't do jumps all the way to the 2. So I want you to find the 1 and count how many jumps get you to the 1. You should have had 5 jumps, right? 0, 1/5, 2/5, and so on, all the way up to 9/5 and 10/5. Now, look at this question. The number lines in problem 3 and 5 are divided into the same number of intervals. So the same number of chunks, right? So if we counted all of these pieces and all of these pieces right here, that would be the same amount. But why did you use different fractions to name these intervals? We already talked about this, so I'm not going to spend the time to write this down because this number line goes up to 3, but this number line only goes up to number 1. Okay, so I want to save some time to get to a tool that you have. Today we're using number lines to generate some equivalent fractions. Look in the very, very back of your math journal. This is on the inside front cover. This is going to be your new favorite tool. If you see this on the inside of the back of your math journal, this is a great tool because what you see here is you see a number line and all of these are lined up. So 0 and 1 is here. 1, 2 halves, 3/3, 4/4, 5, 6, 6, 6. See, right? So all of these fractions that are directly beneath the one on top of it are equivalent. So why is that useful? Well, let's say I wanted to find an equivalent fraction for 2/3. What I can do is I can start at 2/3 and I can go directly down and I can see that 4/6 and 2/3 are equivalent fractions. Because I'm going to be asking you a lot over the next couple weeks. What's an equivalent fraction for 1/5? Well, you can just go in the back of your math journal, start at 1/5, and go straight down, and you'll run into 2/10. Okay, so this is a fabulous, fabulous tool. Now, what you should notice when we look at the number lines, and these are a little bit different than the ones that you're looking at, but it's the same idea. If we had the fifths and the tenths, what we can see is that when we have 5/5 or 10/10, that's twice as many equal parts. And so all of the equal parts on the tenths are half of the size of the fifths, right? So what I'm saying here, right, is these jumps. If we were to jump on the fifths, that's this one jump on the fifths is the same as 2 jumps on the tenths. That's why these two are equivalent, right? Okay, so hopefully you're kind of seeing how this will work. It also works with, well, there you go. 2/5, is that equal to 4/10? Same thing, right? Take that number, start at 2/5 and can go down. I know yours looks a little bit different, um, but on that one, I can show you on that one too, right? So 2/5, start here, go straight down, and you see 4/10. Oh, my line's a little bit off. Let's move it over a little bit. Doesn't want to be moved. There we go. So 4/10 and 2/5, right? Directly on top of each other. All right. Let's do one more here. 2/3 equals 3/12. All right, let's go see if that's true. 2/3 equals 3/12. So I'm going to find 2/3. Oh, I already did, right? Here's the 2/3 line. Does it equal 3/12? So I'm going to go straight down and see that no, it does not equal 3/12. It equals 8/12. So that is not true. So get rid of that one. No way. This one right here is not true. Nope, 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 nope. Boop, boop. All right. So in your math journal page, you are going to use your equivalent fractions poster. It's not on page 74. It's in the back of your math journal. And you're going to use that to determine if these are correct. So if it's true, you're going to be circling it. So 1/5 and 2/10. I think we already saw that one, didn't we? Got a lot of screens here. I got to go back through. 1/5, 2/10. Yep, that was true. So you're going to circle that one. And then you're going to have to test the rest on your own to see if they're equivalent. Same thing down here. You're trying to see if they're equal or not equal. See this sign right here? That means not equal. So let's do one here. 1/6 and 1/10. All right, let's take a look at those. So we'll start at 1/6, get my line out. Where is 1/6? There it is. 1/6. I'm going to go straight down. And did I hit 1/10? Nope, I was close, but it was not right underneath it. So that one is not equal. I'm going to be putting this sign in here, equal with a slash through it. Not equal. Okay, and then the last ones you'll be figuring out, well, what is equal to those things, right? So 2/6, what is equal to that one? One of what? Let's do that one just because you have to go up on this one. So 2/6 is equal to 1 what? Well, let's see. 2/6. Have I already done that one? Nope, I haven't. So 2/6. Okay, so we did say there's 2/6. I can go down. Oh, I didn't quite get it on there. Let's try to get that over a little bit. And when I go down, I see 3/9. There's 3/9 and there's 4/10, but I can also go up, right? And I can see that 2/6 and 1/3 are equivalent fractions exactly. Okay, so then I would need to fill in the bottom number here. Okay, now this one, number 4, you do need to write your answer on these lines. I know that we didn't do that on the one on the previous page, but this video has already gone long enough and you didn't want to hear me do that for 3 more minutes. All right, that is all, fourth graders. You are doing Math Journal page 75 today. If you need any help, be sure to reach out to me, and good luck.